The Monday after your season is complete in football. Yeah, you won your third consecutive conference championship. Terrific. But got hammered by the Huskies in the LA Bowl. The Cage Casey scenario takes a new turn today and still feel a little bit hungover on this season. And we wanted to ask you, we're opening up the Taco Bell hotline, if there is anything shiny or special about this Boise State football team, we want to know what it is. Those are the terms Prater used. Shiny and special. Right, Prater?
Boise State football has always been very, very shiny. Boise State football has always been very, very special. There's probably 1, 2, maybe 3 years over the last 20, 30, 40 years where Boise State didn't have something shiny and special. And that's a very objective word because maybe there's other people who think that there is something shiny and special with this football team. But I'm going back all the way to like Dirk Cutter's first year at Boise State. His first year, his job in 1997, 98, his job in 1998 was just to survive, build back the confidence of this football team. It had been through 2 years of complete and total hell, and there was no expectations, and there wasn't a lot of star power on that team. And I don't think that there was anything shiny, except for maybe Dirk Cutter was the shiny toy in 1997. And then all of a sudden, here comes year number 2 and year number 3 and the nice little Big West run with Bart Hendricks, two-time MVP quarterback, shiny, bowl games and championships and all kinds of fun stuff. And guys, it hasn't stopped since. What is so shiny? What is so special about Boise State football right now? That's the hard part. That's the reality. You're going into an offseason. Even when Boise State's had these weird regular seasons or postseasons, you're going into the offseason with hope. I'm not sure what the hope looks like this year, Ballgame.
Yeah, 208-424-9300. Well said. The hope this year, I mean, I don't think there's going to be much of it in Eugene. I mean, is the hope, making it 4 consecutive conference championships and trying to win the first of the new Pac-12? I guess that's the hope, but I don't know about the talent you have or who you're going to get to get you there. And I just think fans, it's never been about winning a league. Most Boise State fans don't know how many conference championships they have, but they know how many Fiesta Bowls and whatnot they've been to. That's what they remember. They remember beating the power opponents. They don't remember winning the WAC 9 times in 10 years or whatever it was, 10 times in 10 years, at least a share of it, or 9 times, whatever it was. Like, man, like they need the national stuff. We're as good as you, big boy. We're as good as you. And that's what this fan base has wanted. And it was the case for a long time. You were. And then now I think the fan base sits at this crossroads and looks both ways before going across saying, what are we walking into in Autzen? Should we have like I hate I'm saying this. Is there like a Big Sky mindset? I mean, is a G6 team beating a mega power team, which Oregon is it going to be that kind of upset now? Feels like it's trending in that direction. And I know that's going to tick Boise State fans off, and we'll listen to you if you call 208-424-9300. Prater on the ball game.
For me, I think that I would not be feeling that great if I was a Boise State fan today. And I understand completely that the season was still another conference championship, and 3 straight conference championships is cool in any league. And I don't want to diminish that.
Yeah.
But I also think that what you saw I'm even willing to look past the 2 Mountain West losses when Maddox got hurt in the middle of the game against Fresno and then didn't play in San Diego. If you look at the other 3 losses, and the first one against South Florida wasn't even a P4 game, you were by far the inferior team those 3 days. You were thoroughly outplayed. You got in your own way with turnovers. Your quarterbacks, mostly Maddox, but none of them really felt like they were giving you a good chance to win. There weren't enough X plays, chunk gains, things like that. The wide receiver room was a disaster. And we have some people texting in talking about the running back room and how exciting that was this year when we ask about shiny objects. And yeah, Dylan Riley, I don't think anybody saw Dylan Riley being a 1,000-yard rusher at the beginning of the season. So that's great.
But what one good game in the last month.
And there you go.
And I'm still waiting for Sire Gaines to be relevant.
But can you line up and just this isn't 1980. Like, you can't just line up and run the ball 40 times and dominate the line of scrimmage against P4 teams, or even upper echelon G5s. You're going to play Memphis next year, the week after Oregon, and win the game 17-10. I think that the problems with this offense really showed themselves in these 3 games, South Florida, Notre Dame, and the bowl game. And if they're just going to say, hey, everybody will be a year better next year, we're going to development, and that's what we do here at Boise State, that wouldn't get me excited if I was a Boise State fan.
208-424-9300. The other issue we want to get your opinion on, Spencer Danielson today sat down with Jay Tust over there at Broncos Studios and said it was his decision to not allow Cage Casey to travel with the team to the bowl game. Spencer Danielson made the call. I mean, I believe him at his word. His call. 208-424-9300. Your thoughts on that decision? You know, I mean, you support Spencer or not? Let's get to the Taco Bell hotline. Jeff in Boise is first up. Appreciate you, Jeff. Have at it.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. How can you not know that song, guys? I was so depressed that you didn't know the name of that song. All-time great Christmas song.
We know the lyrics.
Yes, Prater sang half the song. We just don't know the name because it's a tough name to remember. The Christmas song. Now, Jeff, to something you do know something about. Boise State football. Bring it.
The only real exciting thing next year is the schedule. Right? There really isn't a clunker. We obviously started Oregon. That's an exciting game. It's an exciting opponent. Whether or not we're ready for it, I don't think we are at the moment. But, you know, we have Memphis on the schedule. Even the FCS opponent just finished a run to the FCS playoffs. So that combined with the new Pac-12, and there's not really a clunker because, you know, even playing Texas State for the first time, at least that'll be new and fun and exciting. And we may end up playing that game there. And then the new coaches that are in the Pac-12, that along with, we have the North End Zone stadium expansion. There's going to be a whole new kind of entrance and sort of thing at the beginning of the game for the team. So, I mean, for me, that's kind of what we have to hang our hat on next year to look forward to, because other than that, it's a lot of looking around and going, all right, well, what's going to change? What really is going to be different from this year from a personnel standpoint, coaching standpoint, et cetera?
That's well said, Mike Prater. I think he's right on that.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. I mean, the schedule can be nice. The schedule is nice, and I think the schedule will be fun. I'm not overly excited about the Pac-12 logo. And anytime you mention Boise State going into the Pac-12, half the people roll their eyes, and the other people said, oh, that's kind of neat.
Okay.
It's obviously different and certainly not the way it used to be, and that goes without saying. But the schedule itself is different, and I like it. The Oregon game, the Memphis game, I'm not going to get excited about South Dakota. I could care less about that game. And a road trip to Western Michigan is a complete total waste of time. I have no idea why that game's on the schedule. But those are just 2 of 12 games. 10 games I'm going to get fired up and excited about. And I don't know if you can say that. Even though some of them are new, I mean, some of them are the old leftovers. It's just something that's different and something that's weird and something to look forward to. I'll buy that. The schedule is the new shiny toy for Boise State football right now.
A lot of comments coming in on the YouTube channel. This is our YouTube segment, and a lot of opportunities quickly. We'll get to the calls in a second, but there's going to be a lot of holiday parties. We're going to be safe. We're going to be stopping by the liquor store and asking for Blue Ice vodka.
Yeah, you might want some today, guys. You might want some yesterday. You might want some Saturday. Blue Ice vodka. Not only can it take your Boise State nightmares away, it can put a smile on your face during the happy holiday season, guys. So it's a double-sided combo, and it definitely works. Blue Ice vodka, new member of the team here at KTIK. We absolutely love these guys. Idaho-based, Idaho roots, Idaho authentic with Idaho water and Idaho potatoes. Go to the liquor store. Pick some up for your holiday liquor cabinet, dinner parties, whatever it is. Tell your friends about it. Take it to parties. Just do us a big, big favor, guys. Anytime you pick up a bottle of Blue Ice vodka, drink responsibly and don't drink and drive.
208-424-9300. Whether you want to talk about Spencer Danielson, his call not to let Cage Casey accompany the team to the bowl game because he didn't want to play, or what is shiny or special about your football team right now? Let's get to John in Boise. He's on the Taco Bell hotline. John, bring it.
Hey, guys, sitting at home with a cold, having a nice drink here with some Blue Ice vodka.
You are the man.
Thanks, John.
And, I think that this whooping was needed. I hope that the coaching staff has a chance in the offseason to maybe reflect on some changes that they need to make. But I've sat in the stands for a long time. I remember 1 and 9 years. I remember some 4 and 7 years, losing to U of I 12 years in a row. We had some pretty bad teams for a long time, and our program came a long ways. And you can't go 12-0 every year. I realize that. You're going to lose some games, but you can't lose them as ugly as we did this year. There wasn't a 37-36 game. I mean, we got stomped in the games that we lost this year. So at least I hope the coaches can reflect a little bit and get this ship uprighted, because right now it doesn't look that great.
That's how I feel. I'm hoping things that have happened over the last couple of games, or certainly this past game, opens up some eyes. But based on what Spencer Danielson says right off the bat and the emotions of the post-game press conferences, he likes his football team. He likes his quarterback room.
He does.
He's got a lot of changes he needs to make, and he knows that, and he will. And football teams evolve whether you want them to or not. So there will be changes made. I just don't know how many and at the right spots. And it's going to be an exciting offseason, and it's going to be a scary offseason.
Couple of YouTube comments coming in here. Deborah Grant 6036 says the hope is that we have a great recruiting class coming in, and that coaches are here to do the best job they have of putting the best players on the field. That's, Spencer Danielson talked about that as well, in terms of he has to talk to all the coaches this week about their futures and what everybody's doing for next season. But I guess their hope is that they can just hit home runs in high school recruiting. And
that's not going to change. I mean, high school recruiting is very, very important. And they just signed 26 kids, and 25 of them were high school kids, 1 junior college kid. Now, there'll be another signing period. There'll be the transfer portal times. And again, there'll be some nice additions to this team. But if you're sitting around waiting for the current high school recruiting class to save the 2026 season, I don't see that happening right now.
Similarly, in that vein with the high school recruiting class, at B Peterson 2473 says, Oregon beats us 49-10 to open the year. I don't want to see Maddox Madsen behind center. Let's give a hard look to the freshman Jackson Taylor and spend money in the portal. Stick with Riley or Game.
You guys love it, but you do not want to see Jackson Taylor making his collegiate debut in Autzen next year.
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm
not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it.
The worst that can happen.
I want to keep that option on the table. Absolutely. I want that to be a positive option in my brain until it's not.
Would you rather lose 49-14 with Maddox Madsen or Jackson Taylor?
I want change.
I don't think it would
agree.
be the same score.
I want change.
Okay.
I don't think you could get I think you could at least get some type of activity offensively with Nets. And I'm not saying you're going to compete in either game. I just don't know. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the first time a true freshman's ever started a big game. They do it every
True freshmen
year.
are more than capable of coming out and winning football games.
They do
anymore.
it all the time.
Yes.
Now they do. And that would be a hell of a storyline that I would certainly subscribe to if that is the case. But in most cases, I wouldn't want a true freshman starting against that Duck team. Dave in Boise, Taco Bell hotline. What do you know? What do you say, Dave?
Hey, guys. I agree that, the game this weekend was incredibly disappointing. However, I want to reflect back on the way the college football landscape has changed in the last 20 years. And in particular, I want a reflection on whether you think if Kellen Moore was playing today, do you think he would have lasted at Boise State? In other words, not lasted. In other words, left, because that guy would have been an incredible commodity that would have gone to a big-time school with the availability of the transfer portal and the money that would have been available to him. Boise State would not be where they're at right now without Kellen Moore and that team and that group of players. Kellen Moore might have been playing for Oklahoma versus him playing against Oklahoma.
That's funny.
So-
Appreciate the call. Good stuff. Dave, Prater, your thoughts?
Very real possibility because that's the world we live in. If you told me that Kellen Moore was going to leave, I would have. And you can follow up on this ball game. Mr. and Mrs. Moore would have called up and said no. I think Kellen Moore would have stayed. He's different. His parents are different. They don't do that kind of stuff. A very modest family. Of course, it's a possibility, but if I had to answer right now, if Kellen Moore was playing right now with the same exact results in a transfer portal NIL era, I think he stays at Boise State.
A couple other people also referencing Bear Bachmeier's success as a true freshman.
True freshman. He's 20 years old, though, but I get it. He's a true freshman. But Hank Bachmeier was 20 years old, was a true freshman when he went down and beat Florida State. But okay.
I think the Cal quarterback kid was Micah Alejandro out of Hawaii. I think it was a redshirt freshman who popped onto the scenes, but I think the Cal kid was a true freshman. Mixed results up and down, but they're trying to scramble right now like crazy to get him a couple of $1 million for NIL money to keep him around. So, there's true freshmen out there competing all the time. Redshirt freshmen competing all the time. And if there's not a quarterback competing with Maddox Madsen this offseason, that will be highly disappointing.
You have a problem in that. Yeah.
I have a serious problem with that. I'll live with the outcome. And I'll trust Spencer Danielson. I do trust Spencer Danielson. I still don't understand his Cage Casey situation, but I do trust Spencer Danielson. But I also think that his loyalty to Maddox Madsen is clouding his decision making. I'll stick with that until the day I die. I firmly believe that right now, and I have a hard time believing that if he's going to marry Maddox Madsen in March, in the middle of a quarterback competition, come on, guys. You see the writing on the wall. There's no way that he's going to marry Maddox Madsen and then 3 weeks later bench him. That ain't happening.
All right, 208-424-9300. What do you guys think of the Danielson decision? He said it today. It was his call. He didn't want Cage Casey traveling with that team. Wanted to keep the focus there. And is Prater right on that? Does his love for his quarterback cloud his judgment as a coach? 208-424-9300. And the mystery of Brian Harsin. Maybe we'll even go down that road too. Keep them calls coming. We'll keep talking here on KTIK The Ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studio, this is Ticket Traffic.
Sponsored by the Idaho Transportation Department. Don't forget 10th Avenue is closed under I-84 in Caldwell until Christmas. Watch for signage and drive slowly. Visit itdprojects.idaho.gov/pages/I-84-corridor to learn more. Busy and slow. Outbound connector Curtis through the Y. Westbound I-84 heavy and slow from Orchard through the merge. Busy traffic from the Y through 5 Mile.